Hey guys, welcome to Senpai with Some Guy episode. I think it's 33. Unfortunately, my boy's not here. Where is he? Oh, I don't know. He's in my pocket. No, he's not. Bailey's not here. Don't call the cops. He's safe. He's alive. He's being fed in my basement. I just wanted to put him away for a little bit. Okay, so he'll be back next week, next fortnight, next episode. Whatever it is, it's going to be somewhere there. But I just wanted to make sure you guys got an episode because we need to stay consistent. As of last time, we kind of fell off, but it's not going to happen, okay? So, as you can see, I've got on my right or left, I don't know where I'm going to put it, some categories we're going to talk about today. It's just me. I'm just going to rant, and hopefully you guys get something out of it and learn something. But what I'm going to talk about is I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's going to be a little non-spoiler review, just my gauge on the movie, and then we'll go from there. Like you can see the categories on the side; they kind of all connect. So I'll start there. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was really good, guys. Really good, really good. Probably the best Marvel movie. No, definitely is the best Marvel movie to come out since Endgame, Avengers Endgame. We know why, but I mean, yeah. Well, I'll go over that in the next subject, but so yeah, pretty good. Like it's a pretty basic story. It's not fancy. It's not intricate. It's not gonna blow your mind and win an Academy Award, but it does have a lot of heart. It does have a lot of character development. And it has it's just got a pure vibe to the film that when you watch it, you kind of connected to it the whole time, and you don't kind of waver in between. You're not like, why are we here? What are we doing? Which kind of felt like most Marvel movies that have come out recently, just not really having that heart. And I think James Gunn really got it in this one. So, I mean, pretty good, really good. I mean, it is. I'm trying to make this non-spoilery. So we do have, the main character of this movie is probably, it's definitely Rocket, which is kind of weird. It's a raccoon, but I mean, he gets you to feel for a raccoon. So I'll just leave it there. It's pretty good, guys. I do recommend if there's any movie to watch right now, go watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and you won't regret wasting your money. Like, love Thor: Love and Thunder because that was fucking really bad, and I love Taika Waititi. Trust me, I went to that movie hoping that was going to be great, and it wasn't. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3, overall, great movie. I mean, look, it did have like a MacGuffin kind of thing, and a MacGuffin, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like when you need to find a treasure map. They use it in a lot of movies. It's just like a piece of why they're going on the journey to find. Okay, so this one, it's I don't want to spoil it, but something to do with Rocket. All right, they have to find something to help Rocket. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And now we're going to move on to the next subject of why I think Guardians of the Galaxy, in a second hand, I think Marvel has helped DC, because if you don't know, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn, he's going to be moving over to DC after this film to pretty much, not Kevin Feige it, but the creative side of DC, he's going to be in charge of and guiding it in the direction that it's going to go moving forward pretty much. He's also going to be directing and he's written the new Superman movie, which if you don't know that, Henry Cavill will not be Superman in this new movie. So unfortunately, I know there's fans out there that love the Snyder Cut, which if you don't know that's just the, Batman vs Superman, Justice League, the Justice League Snyder Cut, Wonder Woman, all that stuff that's come forward is pretty much, I guess, after Justice League is not Snyder, but it's kind of in between. DC was a wreck. Still is a wreck until James Gunn fix it, but things are looking up. The reason I have the title, Why Marvel Has Helped DC. Now, the reason I think Marvel has helped DC is because they kind of lost their way. I feel like they've left a hole in the consumer market for good movies. Not just because I feel like Marvel's just really shooting out cannon fodder right now. It's not really it's not really sticking to where it came from of, why everyone loved Marvel. It's because they really delve into the characters and made you care about the characters. Now, at the moment, their philosophy is we're just going to show you these characters. Unfortunately, these characters that they're bringing up aren't well known in comics, so they don't really have a big fan base to start with, as in if compared to having like a Captain America or a Thor. So they don't have anything to kind of push them forward for the next one just on the basis of the character's IP already. So, but they're not really like, if you look at like Doctor Strange, I mean, what can you say? I mean, you have a good director, right? You have Raimi, who did the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. So, skill-wise, it's not a directing issue. I feel like it's a direction issue. But Marvel kind of doesn't work where they give a director, hey, this is your movie, go do it. Complete creative freedom is at your disposal. It kind of works different because every piece has to fit in with the end goal, which they used to do really well with obviously Infinity War, but they've gone away from it for some reason. I do think they've kind of overworked themselves. I think they're trying to put too much out. And you're kind of seeing people are starting to get kind of, the Marvel shows haven't hit off. And I thought, that's okay. As long as the movies are okay, then the shows don't really matter. But now the movies are being affected by the same thing, which is the lack of storytelling. They're not really moving the characters forward in a direction. The characters, by that I mean, the characters are starting in one position and they're not moving, they're not growing at the end of the movie in some way. It doesn't have to be the villain, can't be the protagonist. It's just, it could be something simple, but it's important that the character learns something in that journey, so you learn something in that journey kind of thing. Whereas in Doctor Strange, he kind of, starts the same and finishes the same. Nothing really changes in his life or his character. He's the same kind of dude at the end of it. So you kind of get taken on this journey to build up another character who really doesn't get fleshed out enough to care about, and then they try and make their emotional scenes, but they don't really matter because you don't really care about that character yet. You know what I mean? So they haven't really put in the groundwork to do that, which is kind of like they're moving back to like, you would say like the old DC, like in Batman vs Superman, introducing characters that you don't really know yet, which probably maybe, those movies might have been better longer. Like I think the extended edition of Batman vs Superman did a better job of telling why those characters are in those positions, but I still think that you go for, a Batman movie or, like an Iron Man, a Captain America, a Thor movie, make you, introduce you to the character and actually care. That hasn't really, I mean, if you look at the way they're building up their new universe, Marvel, they're introducing them into other movies. Like you got Ironheart, and she kind of cameoed in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which was an okay movie, but it was a good tribute, but it wasn't really, game changing like the first one was kind of. So that didn't have its own. I mean, I think she's got her own show coming out. I don't know if they've cancelled that or not, but I think that should have came out maybe beforehand. But yeah, they're still not really making you care about the characters. So in that case, I think after watching Guardians of the Galaxy, I think what James Gunn has, if he can do this for not all, but if he can do this for most of the new DC movies coming out after, I think The Flash is when the new kind of DC slate's going to begin. You'll start seeing a new universe forming. You're going to see a new Superman. You're going to see a new Batman. You're probably going to see a new Wonder Woman and a new new Aquaman. I don't know what they're going to do, but you're probably going to see like new people come into those roles. And the Flash movie will be the explainer for that. But all I hope, and kind of, I was a bit hesitant at start for James Gunn coming into DC. I was like, oh, because I'll be honest, I love the Zack Snyder world, like especially these extended editions, like the Justice League Snyder Cut. Thought it was great. I like a bit of a darker tone though, because it's the type of style I like. I like darker stuff. So I was a bit hesitant on James Gunn to start with, but now when I saw, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it changed my mind. So he just got heart, and that's all I want when I watch a superhero movie. I want to connect enough with the story and actually care what's going on. I don't want to just go there and not really give a shit when I walk out. Like, there can be quips and, funny shit, but at least have substance in the film. So hopefully going forward, that's what the new DC is going to look like, which is where we're going to go now, guys. As I said, this is going to be a quick episode. So tell me if you liked it. If you don't, it's just me ranting. It feels weird. I feel like I'm going crazy. Not going to lie. But let's continue with the single potty. So the new DC universe. So if you haven't heard, The Flash is coming out. There's been lots of controversy with this movie. It's been trying to get made for years. It's been in production for years. And then once they finished filming of that, you had the drama with Ezra Miller, who went on a fucking crazy spree, I guess you'd call it, which didn't help. And so people thought he's going to get recast for a period. The only problem with that is he's playing two characters in the same movie. Good luck recasting that. That's not going to work. So, but then so everyone's like, okay, they're going to recast him. But then here's the kicker. They do test screenings and people think the movie is awesome. So early test reviewings of The Flash have been really good. So let's hope that Ezra Miller can get help. Get back, because I think he's a great actor, but you need to get your shit in check. You can't go around doing what he did, doing what they did or whatever. So, I mean, let's hope that that's good. So, all right, so let's go off the basis that the new Flash movie is a banger. Okay, most people like it. It goes well. It sets up the new universe. So, where does DC go from the Flash? You've got the Blue Beetle movie, I think is coming out after the new Flash movie. So if you don't know the Blue Beetle, it's actually got a pretty cool story. If you want to learn about the Blue Beetle, there's a good cartoon animation called Young Justice. And I think in season 2, they really cover his kind of background and origin. So if the gist of him is pretty much, there's this thing called a scarab, and it's from an alien race who kind of this scarab lets them know when the planet's ready to kind of be taken over, and the scarab makes this person their kind of warrior. So it's kind of similar to like a cyborg-esque kind of thing, except probably a greater backstory, I would say personally. Even though I like Cyborg, I'm just saying. So yeah, sometimes he can do cool things with the scarab, but other times the scarab might control him because it's kind of connected into him, and he's connected into that. So I've got hopes that that's going to be a good movie. And then after that, I think we're going to get. I don't know what's coming after that yet, but I do know that they're filming. I think they're starting to film the new Superman movie January next year, so 2024. So apparently they've nearly cast Superman. So we'll probably find out in a couple of weeks who that is. So that's pretty exciting. But look, there's so much stuff they can do. I've been going for like a Static Shock series for ages. I think that'd be cool. If you don't know who that is, just look them up. Static Shock. There was an old cartoon back in the 2000s that you can go and give a watch. It connects into like the Justice League animated series. Static Shock was one of my favorites when I was growing up, so I hope they make that to a series or a movie. Also, the new DC universe is going to be connecting from the same thing, like movies, animations, and games. So the same actors that play Superman in the movies are gonna voice the character in the games. Are gonna, if they do an animated movie, like an in between. So say if you got like a Justice League movie and there's that time in between, right? That kind of leaves leeway for the animations to make a little movie of what the Justice League did or Superman did in between. But that will still be played by the same actors in whatever roles. That's what they're going for. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've always wondered, if it could happen like that. And it's kind of going in, the right direction. So let's hope that all goes well. So I think if Marvel stays where it's going, which is not good, let's be honest, it's not good. If you like it, congratulations. But I've seen a lot of people, I think the tide's kind of turning on Marvel. And look, I'm not big on like CG. I don't really care that much about CG. I know there's people out there go, "Oh, it's bad CGI. Oh, that's good CGI." Just give me a good story, and I won't care that much as long as it looks, decent. If it looks horrible, then I'll be like, "Oh, come on, like be a bit better." But just make good stories, Marvel, and you probably get back to where you were. But that's why I think Marvel's helped DC. I think DC's got a new plan to give creative license to directors, which is the way Warner Brothers used to be. That's why you got like the Christopher Nolan Batman series, and even the Matt Reeves kind of, that's going to be separate. That's going to be Elseworld. It's probably something I should explain. Elseworld. So in the comics, there's Elseworld comics or variants, right? So it just means graphic novels that are just based in their own universe. They're not connected to the main timeline. Now they can come in like a multiverse situation. That is possible, which they might do down the track, but they've already said that, Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to be separate from whatever they do in the new DC kind of main timeline. So that's something to keep aware of. They will have a logo at the start of the movies. That's going to be different, so you kind of know that it's not connected when they come out. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to talk your ear off for too long. It's pretty weird for me. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this single podcast from some guy. I'll find Senpai. I don't know where he is, You know what? I might let him out the basement. And he'll come back next week. And we'll probably talk about some anime. There's actually some stuff next week, and we'll talk about like Studio Ghibli. So stay tuned, guys. Watch some old episodes. Watch the episode, share it if you liked it. If you didn't, I'm sorry if it's bad, but I put something out for you. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. Follow us on all the podcast forums if you like us, and follow us on Instagram. And I'll see you next week.